Hello and welcome to the Hypnosis Side Hustle Show. I'm your host, Rick Paddock. Thanks for joining us. In this episode, I'm super excited to welcome back a previous guest, Helen Mitas. Helen, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Rick.
I'm so excited. Yeah, these episodes just aren't long enough. We could talk forever. And the last time we talked a little bit about setting up your office, your process, how you got your office then and now. And we started to touch on some key components of building a hypnotherapy practice, whether it's part-time or full-time. And one of those key components is confidence, the importance of confidence in the hypnotherapist. Do you mind talking a little bit about your mindset around that and maybe what you share with those that you mentor?
Yeah, sure. So I think preparation is key, okay, in terms of giving you confidence. So what do I mean by that? I used to be, before I was a project manager, I used to be a secondary school teacher. And, one of the things that they taught us with our teacher training was they would give us, a session plan in terms of how you plan your session, how you plan your classroom session. Every minute was planned in your classroom session. Now, what does that do? That gives you confidence in what you're going to do in the session. You're not just winging it. You're not just walking in and not knowing what to do next. Now, I'm not saying that you don't act on your intuition. I'm not saying that you don't bring things into the session that you wouldn't have otherwise. What I'm saying is that you have a backup plan. So you plan your client sessions before they get here. So every client that I had, I would plan all my clients. So our clinic runs from Tuesday to Saturday. So Monday would be the planning day. So I would spend that time planning my client sessions. Now, these days, if I see a client, I don't need to, okay, because I've got that many resources in my head that I don't need to do that. But I did need to back then for a very long time. And that's how I train my therapists that work for me here at HypnoFit, is that I want every session planned. I want you to know what questions you're going to ask. I want you to have your, any scripts ready. Any techniques that you're going to talk about or do with them, I want it ready in a separate file behind that client's file so that you're ready to go, so that you're not floundering around. So I think preparation gives you confidence.
I love that. And
because
what
you
I
have
heard,
a backup plan.
yeah, what I heard you say is whether it was as a teacher or as a hypnotherapist, you have it all planned out, but there's room to personalize, flexible.
Of course, there's always room. So, but at least you know it's there, and you've got the confidence to use it if you need it. So, planning your client sessions are key, and clients love structure. They don't like to just walk in and feel like you're just sort of making things up on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I did supervision because as part of the Australian Hypnotherapists Association, I'm a supervisor, which means I give supervision to, it's part of our accreditation. People need to get regular supervision. And so I was supervising one of my hypnotherapists yesterday, and she told me that one of her clients said to her at the end of her session, well, that was an expensive chat.
Ouch.
So that's what you want to avoid. And even though the expensive chat was very beneficial, that's the perception of the client.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, ouch. So, we need to be prepared for our sessions so that we don't get that kind of feedback.
So important. And yeah, so again, whether you're a teacher or whether you're a hypnotherapist, that raises your level of confidence. You remove the doubt about what's going to happen. I have the general structure. I teach my students to tell your clients that structure, this is what we're going to do. And then you jump in and you follow that structure.
Exactly. And so, quite often I hear when I train, new hypnotherapists that first start here, they say, oh, but I don't know what they're going to come in with. Think about it. Think about what you did last session. Think about what your client needs from you now. Next, you do know. So get ready, prepare for it.
Yep. And you prepare some different options.
Yeah, you can prepare different options too. Absolutely.
I love that. And so in our last visit, your last appearance on the show here, we talked a little bit about the Milton Erickson quote. Somebody asked him if he ever doubted his ability to help somebody, and he said, I have my doubts, but I have no doubt that I can keep those doubts to myself. And what you're talking about, this planning, this preparation, removes a lot of the doubt. And when the doubt is down, your confidence is up.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a couple of other things as well, which is that no matter what, you will have those clients that are not happy. Okay. Any hypnotherapist that says that's not the truth, they're either A, lying, or B, they haven't seen enough clients yet to get those ones. So no matter what, you will get those clients. And so you need to, when you do really well with your clients and they're giving you that awesome feedback, you need to really anchor that feeling inside you so that you don't feel devastated when you don't get those results. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
you really need to, embrace it. Okay, so I have a new hypnotherapist working here, and he had awesome results with his clients. And I said, oh, that's fabulous. That's wonderful. Good on you. And he's like, oh, but I don't know. It wasn't me, because he's brand new in the field. Yes, what you did work, really soak it up, because then you're going to get a client who's not going to give you that feedback, and you're going to be devastated because of it. So you need to really anchor in the positivity of clients that are doing really well and say, that was awesome. I used to walk out of sessions and I would say, God, Helen, I don't even know how that came out of your mouth. That was incredible. Where did those words come from? You're awesome. You're amazing. Really give yourself the pat on the back. Really do that to yourself and really feel that feeling of, you can do this. And when you have the feeling of you can do this to the most challenging of clients, you can do it anywhere. So your most challenging of clients, your most difficult clients are your greatest teachers. Do not be thinking of them as, oh, wish they never came through that door. Thank goodness you've got them, because you're going to be a better therapist. They're going to keep you on your toes. So this comment that my lady received yesterday, who is a very experienced hypnotherapist, by the way, she's now going to do things differently with her next client. So any kind of feedback that you get, put that as a process and a system for how you do things better the next time.
I love that. So all feedback is beneficial. The great feedback, wow, you changed my life, you rocked my world, is beneficial because it's anchoring in your confidence, your ability to help. And that was an expensive chat is great feedback because it's helping you make changes that will help other clients.
Yeah.
That's so, thanks for bringing it up. It's so true. It's easy for a lot of us as we get into this field, we're caring, we're heart-centered people. We are outwardly focused, and it's easy to say, oh, the client did it all, which in fact they are, but we owe it to ourselves and our future clients to anchor in our success and our confidence, because if we just blow it all off on the client, we're not doing our future clients justice or service by not building up our own confidence.
Yeah, absolutely.
And those
exactly.
paths. That's awesome. I'm so glad you bring that up. That's a great reminder. Very cool. So the other thing, there's so many real keys to being successful, and that confidence is one huge part. Creating confidence in yourself and expectation in your clients. But that really doesn't do any good if we can't get people to call us, to click on the schedule now, to get in the door. I respect and admire your ability to grow your business. And so you're good at marketing. For somebody who's just getting into it, do you have any marketing promotional tips?
Absolutely. And again, I will offer you a complimentary webinar that your viewers can see as how I made 165 grand in my first year of business without advertising. So I'm happy to give that to your viewers completely free. So I'll do that, but let me just give you some tips.
That's awesome.
So first of all, you need to be loud and proud. So you can't be the world's best kept secret. So you need to be loud and proud. So what does that mean? That means tell people who you are and what you do and what you believe in. And so when you do something to do with hypnotherapy, when you attend a training course, when you're buying a new chair for your office, when you're doing something, let people know. Utilize social media. So it's not like you're selling. It's not like you're going on and saying, hey, ring me on this number. What you're doing is you're reminding people, you're constantly reminding people who you are so they don't forget. How often do I go on hypnotherapists' social media sites and you don't even know that they're hypnotherapists? So if you go on my social media site, there's no doubt as to what I do. You have no doubt, as to what I do. Yeah, loud and proud. And so the next thing is, so be loud and proud on social media. I get a lot of resistance about that from people because they say, oh, I don't want people knowing about my personal stuff. So when I say social media, I'm not just talking about your business pages. That's not your most important page. Your most important page is your personal profile because that has the highest reach. And it should be set to public as a default.
So anybody can find it.
So anybody can find it. If you have any photos up there that you don't want the world to see, I don't know why you'd put them up if you don't want the world to see.
Right.
Because, why would you? What have you got to hide? But if you do, then just set that particular post on the privacy setting that you want. But keep your default on public. And don't be embarrassed about who you are. Say that you are a hypnotherapist. Now, if you're working part-time, like I was when I first started, and I was a project manager and I was doing a hypnotherapy part-time, no one would know that I was actually doing project management during the week. As far as the world knew, this was my full-time job. Perception is everything. And so pretend, and then you are. Act as if, and then you are. Act as if you are in that space, and then you are in that space. And then act as if you're in the next space, and you are in that space. So when you live your life as if, then it becomes. So that's what actually happens. And so don't talk about your daytime job on social media. Don't say, oh, I had a shit time at work, office politics, whatever. Don't talk about it.
Right.
It doesn't exist because you want the perception to be that you are in this new space because you are professional, you are credible, and this is who you are. You're not going to be attracting clients if they think that you work for the Department of Health, in some capacity as an administration officer. So you are only going to be attracting clients if they believe you're an expert in your field.
Yep. Show yourself as one, talk like one, be like one. I love, I admittedly struggle with regularly with the social media part, but I tell my students that to just look at marketing as sharing. All you're doing is sharing your life, sharing what you could do. So even as simple as you just said, you got a new chair for your office, share it.
Yeah.
You got
going to an event, take photos with the people there.
Anything.
And, I love, learning more skills, share it. I had one of my courses because I run retreats. And one of the first retreats that I held in Australia, someone from the United States came over to do my retreat. Yeah, he just came for the weekend. Can you believe that? All the way from the States. It was terrible weather that weekend too. I was very embarrassed that the weekend he chose was just it was downpour the entire weekend. Anyway, he flew from the States. And I said to him, tell people that you're doing that because you will get new clients. And he did. And almost immediately he had someone call him and want to learn from him. So when you're letting people know that you are undertaking further training, you're showing them that you're staying relevant and that you're learning more skills to help them. And you're reminding people of who you are and what you do and what you're passionate about. That's
a great point. And it should be easy for us because us in the business, we're, even if it's part-time, we're reading about it, we're learning about it, we're playing, you can share all of that. Have a picture of your teddy bear, practicing hypnosis with my teddy bear, whatever it is, share it because we're constantly doing something in the business.
Yeah, that's right.
I love
whatever it is. And also, share who you are as a person. Because people buy people. they need to like you. And so it's not just your business hat and your therapist hat, it's who you are. And so people see me on social media having fun, acting silly, because that's who I am. Mm-hmm. Fun is a big value that I have. But they also see me being serious as well. So they never see me being negative. And it never ceases to astound me as to when people put things up on social media that are negative.
Yeah.
Therapists. It's like, are you kidding me? We're the people that need to reframe the negativity. So you don't do negative on social media. Keep that private.
Be the example.
Be the example. Even don't complain about little things like the weather. Unless it's funny and it's humorous and you're really having, that's different. But don't be negative on social media. If something's happening in your personal life that's negative, you don't need to share that. You only need to share that when you've come out on the other end and you've got a positive. So it's a teaching. So I'm all about transparency, as you know, like I say, everything on social media. And but if I'm going through a bad time, I'm not going to be sharing that in the moment, but I will share it, 2 months later, 6 months later, when I've come out of it stronger, better, more powerful, more empowered.
I love it. It's so true. So important. One of the modules in my training for my students is called Be Yourself. And it's the importance of just that. Be yourself when you're marketing, when you're sharing, when you're on video, when you're on Facebook. Authenticity. And it's so easy. You're going to attract the right people. You don't have to worry about putting on the mask. Just be yourself and you'll get the right people.
Absolutely.
Unless you're too negative, then fix that.
Yeah.
Work with somebody.
Yeah, fix it. That's right. Get some help.
Yeah. All right. One last quick tip, marketing tip, a low cost, no cost marketing tip for new hypnotists, hypnotherapists. Anything coming to the top of your mind?
Oh, look, there are so many low costs. Of course, I've already talked about the biggest low cost, which is Facebook. And I'm not talking about Facebook advertising. Unless you have a lot of money to waste, you should not do Facebook advertising. It's like throwing away your money. Unless you have a lot.
Speaking from experience?
Yes. So, I'm now in the position in my business where I can spend a lot of money on Facebook advertising and I get the return, but I have a huge investment. But I never needed to do that to get to where I was. So to get a 6-figure business, you don't need to advertise. Do not spend money on Facebook advertising. It doesn't work. What works is the free stuff. So, your personal profile, like I said, so we've already covered that one.
Yep.
The second thing that's, free is every time you have a conversation with people, when they say to you, what did you do last weekend and what are you doing next weekend? Don't talk about other stuff. Say, I'm seeing, I'm helping clients with this particular issue and I just love it. So get back to that topic of what you love doing and who you are and get yourself a niche. Get yourself a niche because people want to be attracted to experts and you can only be an expert if you have a niche. It doesn't mean that you don't see clients for other issues. It just means that you attract those clients who you need to attract.
I love it. Regular viewers, listeners of the show will recognize I need acronyms. So I tell myself TTP, talk to people. That's the key.
Talk to people. As an example, on Monday night, I was the MC of the Professional Speakers Association of Australia in Melbourne. And really, it's a full-on night. It's a very big night. I had to take care of the audience, and they're all professional speakers, very well-paid professional speakers. So, they're your hardest audience because they're watching your body language, they're watching your tone, they're experts at it. They're the hardest audience, I never feel comfortable. Yeah. And so I wasn't even thinking of selling. It was the last thing on my mind was to network and sell. But during the break, I spoke to someone who, was in a similar area to me, and basically just so we can exchange Facebook, so we can then connect.
Yeah.
from that, he's coming tonight for sugar addiction. So just from that connection, where I had no intention of, so another tip that I'll give you is when you go to networking events, don't give them your business card. I don't even have any. I don't have any because I don't use them. They're old school. They'll just get thrown away. People give me their business cards and they're in the bin. So I prefer not to take them. I don't give them. I travel the world without business cards. Connect with them on Facebook because then forever you're connected. They see what you're doing and you see what they're doing and you're connected. So business cards, old school, don't work. Who cares? Connect on social media.
Connect online, digitally. And if they're not on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, somehow connect with them.
Connect digitally, exactly. Connect that way. And so, so just from that one conversation, that just shows you how you get clients. You just need to talk.
Talk to people.
And do not be committed to the outcome. Don't talk with the intention of selling. That wasn't my intention. My intention was to connect.
Yeah.
By being authentic and connecting, we now have a new client at our clinic tonight. So because cool. I'm not trying to sell him something, I was just connecting.
Yep. And really the talk to people is a bit of a misnomer. It should be connect to people. And what comes of that is listening. The bigger part is listening. And now you know how to present.
Good one. I like that. Connect with people as opposed to talk with people.
Yeah. Very cool.
Better.
All right. We'll CTP. We'll make it CTP. Connect to people.
Yeah.
Well, before we wrap things up, special thank you to you, Helen Mitas, for being with us once again for all that you do in the world. Thank you, Helen.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this wonderful interview. I loved it. Absolutely loved being here.
Thank you.